During the Ice Age, humans were not the hunters history remembers. We were not at the top of the food chain. The world belonged to predators. Some ruled the plains, some ruled the forests, some ruled the rivers, some ruled the sky. If you survived one hunter, another one was already waiting. The question was never, what could kill you? The question was, what would find you first? Number 10. The hunters above the ice. Most predators came from the ground. These did not. Long before you saw them, they had already seen you. Large birds of prey existed throughout much of the Ice Age world. Some hunted rabbits, some hunted foxes, some hunted animals much larger than themselves. To a healthy adult carrying a spear, they were rarely the greatest danger. To a child, everything changed. Predators do not hunt what is strongest. They hunt what is vulnerable. A child gathering wood, a child wandering away from camp, a child separated during migration. For thousands of years, humans were not protected by walls. They were not protected by doors. They were protected by attention. Because the Ice Age punished distraction. A predator falling from the sky carries gravity as a weapon. Talons strike first. The victim often never understands what happened. The sky looked empty. That did not mean it was safe. Because one of humanity's oldest survival lessons is also one of the simplest. If every direction can kill you, look up too. Number 9. The river had teeth. Humans need water. Predators understand that. Every migration eventually reaches a river. Every hunting party eventually reaches a river. Every thirsty animal eventually reaches a river. That makes water one of the oldest hunting traps on Earth. Large crocodilians survived in warmer regions of the Ice Age world. Not every place was frozen. Not every place was covered in snow. Large parts of Africa, Asia, and Australia remained warm enough for ambush predators to thrive. Unlike wolves, they do not chase. Unlike lions. They do not stalk across open ground, they wait. Sometimes for hours, sometimes for days. The water remains perfectly still until it doesn't. The strike is explosive. The jaws close. The river erupts. Then everything disappears beneath the surface. There is no warning growl, no visible threat, no chance to react, only silence. For Ice Age humans, rivers were life. They were roads. They were fishing grounds. They were campsites. To predators waiting below the surface, they were feeding grounds too. The river gives life. The river could take it back. Number 8. The other saber-tooth. Everyone remembers Smilodon. Few remember Homotherium. That may have been a mistake. Homotherium looked different from the famous saber-toothed cats shown in movies. Its legs were longer. Its body was leaner. Its teeth were shorter and shaped more like blades than daggers. It was built for movement, not explosion. Many researchers believe Homotherium was adapted for open environments. The Mammoth grasslands stretched across enormous parts of the northern world. Visibility was high. Distances were enormous. A predator could not rely entirely on ambush. It needed endurance. It needed speed. Some evidence even suggests cooperative behavior may have existed. The debate continues, but if true, everything changes. One saber-toothed cat is dangerous. Several working together becomes something else entirely. Humans crossed the same open ground. Humans followed the same herds. Humans used the same migration routes. That meant overlap, and overlap creates encounters. Unlike cave predators, there were few places to hide on open tundra. If Homotherium saw you, you knew exactly where the danger was. That did not make the situation better. Sometimes seeing the predator only means understanding how far away help really is. Number 7. The bone crushers. Predators kill. Hyenas specialize in what happens next. The cave hyena was larger than the spotted hyenas alive today. Its jaws were among the most powerful of any mammalian carnivore of its time. Bones were not obstacles. Bones were food. Entire skeletons could disappear. Nothing was wasted. For humans, that created a problem, because humans wanted the same things: shelter, fire, meat. Many caves across Europe contain evidence of both human occupation and hyena occupation. Sometimes humans arrived first. Sometimes the hyenas arrived first. Sometimes ownership changed repeatedly over generations. Imagine returning to the shelter that protected your family, only to discover another predator had already moved in. Hyenas are often remembered as scavengers. That reputation hides something important. Scavengers survive by finding opportunities. An injured animal is an opportunity. An isolated animal is an opportunity. A starving human can become an opportunity too. Unlike large cats, hyenas do not rely on power alone. They rely on persistence, noise, pressure, numbers. They test weakness. They search for mistakes. The Ice Age was full of predators stronger than humans. Very few were better at exploiting weakness than cave hyenas. And weakness was something the Ice Age created every single winter. Number 6. The hunters that never stopped. A single wolf is dangerous. A pack is a system. Dire wolves were larger and heavier than most modern wolves. Their skulls were broader. Their jaws were stronger. Their bodies were built for bringing down large prey. And during the Ice Age, large prey existed everywhere: bison, horses, young mammoths, giant ground sloths. But size alone was never the true advantage of wolves. The advantage was cooperation. A lion attacks with muscle, a crocodile attacks with surprise, wolves attack with time. The chase begins, the prey runs, the wolves follow. Minutes pass, then more minutes. The prey slows, the wolves do not. The prey tires, the wolves do not. Eventually, the question changes. It is no longer can you escape. It becomes how long can you continue? For small human groups crossing open ground, that was a terrifying equation. Humans are excellent endurance runners, but so are wolves, especially wolves that work together. One distracts, another circles, another waits. Predators do not always win because they are stronger. Sometimes they win because they make fewer mistakes. The fossil pits of Rancho La Brea contain thousands of dire wolf remains, more than almost any other large predator from the Ice Age. That alone tells us something important. These animals were not rare, they were everywhere. If you lived in Ice Age North America, you almost certainly lived in their world. And worlds owned by wolves are rarely quiet places. Number 5. The lions of a different world. Modern lions are terrifying enough. The American lion was larger, much larger. It may have weighed more than 400 kilograms. That made it one of the largest cats ever to exist. The Ice Age produced enormous prey. Nature answered with enormous predators. American lions were built for giant herbivores, ancient horses, camels, young mammoths, giant bison. Everything around them was larger than life, so they became larger too. Unlike wolves, cats do not announce themselves, they disappear. Then suddenly they don't. The attack starts close, very close. Most ambush predators rely on surprise because surprise is efficient, a long chase burns energy, and ambush ends the problem quickly. Humans understood this long before writing existed. The edge of the forest mattered, tall grass mattered, broken terrain mattered. Every shadow becomes suspicious when something large enough to kill you can disappear inside it. The American lion probably did not spend its time hunting humans. It did not need to. Opportunity is enough. Predators do not care about stories. Predators do not care about importance. Predators care about probability. A separated human, an injured human, a human carrying food. Those probabilities begin to change. The American lion represented a simple truth of the Ice Age. Sometimes the landscape itself was watching you. Number 4. The most famous monster of the Ice Age. This is the predator everyone remembers, Smilodon, the saber-toothed cat. Its teeth became legendary. Its image survived longer than the species itself. But the real animal was stranger than the legend. Smilodon was not built like a cheetah. It was not built like a tiger. It was built almost like a wrestler. Its front limbs were enormously powerful. Its shoulders were massive. Its neck muscles were extraordinary. Everything about the animal suggests close combat. The attack likely happened fast. The prey was grabbed, forced downward, pinned. Only then did the famous teeth become useful. Those teeth were weapons, but they were also fragile. A direct impact against bone could break them. That meant precision mattered, timing mattered, control mattered. Smilodon was not simply attacking prey, it was performing an extremely dangerous operation at very close range. The fossil record reflects that danger. Smilodon skeletons show enormous numbers of injuries, broken bones, damaged joints, healed trauma. These animals lived violent lives. Some scientists believe social behavior may even have existed because severely injured individuals survived long enough to heal. The debate continues. But one thing is clear. Life for Smilodon was not easy. Large predators pay for every mistake. Humans understood this instinctively. The larger the predator, the closer you were to becoming part of the risk calculation. Smilodon became the symbol of the Ice Age for a reason. Not because it was the largest predator, not because it was the most successful predator, because it looked exactly like what humans fear most: teeth, muscle, silence, and the distance between you and those teeth was often measured in seconds. Number 3. The predators beneath the waves. For most of human history, the ocean looked empty. That was an illusion. The Ice Age oceans belonged to predators too. Among them was one hunter that never truly disappeared, the killer whale orcas. Orcas hunt differently from almost every predator on this list. They do not rely on claws. They do not rely on ambush. They rely on intelligence. Modern orcas hunt seals by creating waves. They separate prey from safety. They coordinate attacks. They teach techniques to younger members of the group. Different populations even develop different hunting cultures. That level of cooperation changes the rules completely. A lion can surprise you. A crocodile can ambush you. An orca can plan for you. For coastal communities of the Ice Age, the ocean was not optional. Fish mattered, shellfish mattered, marine mammals mattered. Food pulled humans toward the water, the same food attracted predators. An animal weighing several tons moving silently beneath the surface creates a very old kind of fear. You cannot outrun the ocean, you cannot climb away from it, and unlike many predators on land, there are very few places to hide once you are in the water. Most predators dominate a habitat, orcas dominate an entire dimension. Even today, they remain one of the few predators from the Ice Age that still rules exactly where it always has. Number 2. The wall of muscle. Some predators inspire fear, others inspire something closer to disbelief. The short-faced bear belonged to the second category. When standing upright, Arctidus could tower over a human. Its legs were long, its stride was enormous. Its presence alone may have ended confrontations before they began. For decades, the short-faced bear was portrayed as the ultimate Ice Age super predator. Modern research is more cautious. Some scientists argue it was primarily a scavenger. Others argue it was an opportunistic hunter. The debate continues. But for a human standing in front of one, the debate probably did not matter very much. Predators do not need to hunt humans to be dangerous to humans. Competition is enough. A carcass that feeds your family also feeds the bear. A shelter that protects your group also attracts the bear. A hunting ground that supports mammoths also supports the bear. The Ice Age was built around overlap, and overlap creates conflict. Unlike wolves, there was no strategy against sheer size. Unlike lions, there was no realistic fight. The encounter itself became the problem. Even if Arctidus never specialized in hunting humans, it may have been one of the few animals capable of making every other predator reconsider a confrontation. When an animal becomes too large to ignore, survival often means leaving before it arrives. Number 1. The kings of the Mammoth Steppe. If one predator represented the Ice Age better than any other, it was probably the cave lion. Cave lions lived across enormous parts of Eurasia, from Western Europe to Siberia. Their territory overlapped with the territory of humans for thousands of years. That overlap matters, because danger only exists where paths cross. A predator living thousands of kilometers away changes nothing. A predator sharing your hunting grounds changes everything. Cave lions were larger than modern African lions. They hunted some of the largest animals on Earth: horses, bison, reindeer, young mammoths. The Mammoth Steppe created giant herbivores. The giant herbivores created giant predators. Humans entered that equation very late. For a long time, we were simply another animal moving across their landscape. Ancient cave paintings show lions repeatedly appearing in human imagination. That alone tells a story. Humans rarely paint things they never think about. And humans rarely think constantly about things that cannot kill them. A lion does not need to attack humans often to become terrifying. It only needs to be possible. The uncertainty becomes the weapon. Every movement in tall grass, every shadow near a carcass, every distant shape crossing snow, the mind starts finishing the picture before the eyes do. Predators understand something humans often forget. Fear keeps prey alive. Fear also keeps prey predictable. For thousands of years, the Mammoth Steppe belonged to cave lions. Humans survived there, but survival and ownership are not the same thing. Because there is a difference between living in a world and ruling it. The evidence left behind. The fossil record preserves the hunters that ruled the Ice Age. Cave lions walked across Eurasia. Dire wolves filled the pits of Rancho La Brea. Smilodon skeletons still carry the scars of violent lives. Again and again, the Ice Age tells the same story. Humans did not inherit that world, they survived inside it. The skies had predators, the rivers had predators, the oceans had predators, the plains had predators. For most of the Ice Age, humans lived inside someone else's world, and for a very long time, that world belonged to hunters.